my friends, and welcome back to today's podcast. I'm Jason, and I'm so happy to have you here with me. Thank you for joining me, because today we are going to talk about a very useful and practical topic: how to start a conversation in English. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wanted to talk to someone in English, but you didn't know how to begin? Maybe you felt nervous. Maybe you thought, what should I say? What if I make a mistake? This happens to almost every English learner. Don't worry, you are not alone. Starting a conversation in English can feel scary at first, but here's the good news. It doesn't have to be difficult. In this episode, I will show you simple steps, easy phrases, and helpful tips that you can use to start talking with anyone in English. Over the next 28 minutes, we will talk about why starting a conversation feels hard sometimes, the right mindset you need before speaking, simple and natural conversation starters, how to keep the conversation going, and even how to end a conversation politely. So by the end of this episode, you will feel more confident and ready to start a conversation in English anytime, anywhere. All right, my friends, let's begin our journey and make speaking English easier for you. Before we learn how to start a conversation, let's first talk about why it feels so hard. Many English learners tell me, Jason, I want to speak, but I freeze. I don't know what to say. Have you ever felt the same? If yes, don't worry. It's very common. There are a few main reasons why starting a conversation in English is difficult. First, fear of making mistakes. Many learners think, what if my grammar is wrong? What if I use the wrong word? This fear can stop you before you even begin. But remember this, making mistakes is normal. Mistakes are part of learning. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. Second, not knowing the right words. Sometimes you want to talk, but suddenly your mind goes blank. You forget the words you studied. You don't know how to make the first sentence. This is very common, and it happens because your brain feels pressure when you speak to another person. Third, feeling shy or nervous. If you are not confident, starting a conversation can feel scary. You may think, will they understand me? Will they laugh at me? These thoughts make you more nervous, and then speaking becomes harder. Fourth, cultural differences. In some countries, people start conversations very easily with strangers. In other countries, people don't usually talk to strangers. So sometimes you don't know if it's polite to start a conversation or not. This can make you feel confused. So, my friends, these are the most common reasons. Fear of mistakes, forgetting words, feeling shy, cultural differences. If you feel any of these, please remember, you are not alone. Almost every learner feels the same. Even I, when I learned another language, had the same problems. The important thing is not to let these fears stop you. In the next part of our podcast, I will show you the mindset you need before starting a conversation. This mindset will help you feel calm, confident, and ready to speak. Now that we understand why starting a conversation feels hard, let's talk about something very important: your mindset. Mindset means the way you think and feel before you speak. If your mindset is strong and positive, speaking English becomes much easier. Let me share some simple but powerful ideas with you. First, remember, you don't need perfect English. Many learners wait until their English is perfect before they try to speak. But my friends, There is no such thing as perfect English. Even native speakers make grammar mistakes or forget words sometimes. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to communicate. If the other person understands you, then you are successful. Second, people don't expect you to be perfect. When you speak English with someone, they usually know it's not your first language. They don't expect perfect grammar or perfect pronunciation. Most people are friendly, and they will appreciate your effort. Third, smile and show interest. A smile is very powerful. When you smile, you look friendly and confident, even if you feel nervous inside. People are more open to talk with you when you look positive and interested. A simple smile can break the ice and make the conversation easier. Fourth, mistakes are your teacher. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. Instead of being afraid of mistakes, welcome them. Think of mistakes as small steps on your journey to better English. If you never make mistakes, you never grow. Fifth, believe in yourself. Confidence doesn't come from knowing every English word. Confidence comes from trying. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Tell yourself, I can do this. I can start a conversation. I just need to try. So, before you start any conversation, take a deep breath, smile, and remember these points. Don't aim for perfect English. People don't expect you to be perfect. Smile and show interest. Mistakes are your teacher. Believe in yourself. With this mindset, you are already halfway to a successful conversation. In the next part, we will learn some simple and easy conversation starters that you can use in real life. All right, my friends, now let's get into the most useful part. How can you actually start a conversation in English? Sometimes the hardest part is the first sentence. After that, everything feels easier. So I'm going to give you some simple conversation starters that you can use in daily life. These are short, natural, and easy to remember. Let's go step by step. 1. Start with a greeting. The simplest way to begin is with a friendly hello. For example, hi, how are you? Hello, how's your day going? Good morning. These are safe and polite. You can use them with friends, classmates, co-workers, or even strangers. Example, Jason, hi, how are you? Friend, I'm good, thanks. How about you? Jason, I'm doing well, thank you. That's it. The conversation has started. 2. Talk about the weather. Yes, it may sound simple, but many people use weather as an easy topic. It works because everyone experiences it. You can say, it's so hot today, isn't it? Looks like it might rain. The weather is really nice today. Example, Jason, it's really cold today, isn't it? Person, yes, it is. I had to wear 2 jackets. Jason, same here. Winter is really strong this year. See? Just a small sentence, and the talk begins. 3. Ask about daily life. People like to talk about their day. You can ask simple questions like, how was your weekend? What are you doing today? Did you have a busy day? Example, Jason, how was your weekend? Person, it was good. I went shopping. Jason, that sounds nice. Did you buy anything special? Now you are in a real conversation. 4. Ask about food or drinks. Food is always a safe and friendly topic. Try these. That coffee looks good. Where did you get it? Do you like this restaurant? What's your favorite food? Example, Jason, that sandwich looks delicious. Did you make it? Person, yes, I made it at home. Jason. Wow, you must be good at cooking. This is simple and friendly. 5. Talk about work or study. If you are in school or at work, this is an easy way to start. You can say, "How's your class today? Are you busy with work? What do you study?" Example, Jason. Are you busy with work today? Person. Yes, I have a lot of emails. Jason. I understand. I also have many things to do. 6. Ask about hobbies or interests. Hobbies are fun to talk about because people like sharing what they enjoy. You can ask, what do you like to do in your free time? Do you like sports? Have you watched any good movies lately? Example, Jason. What do you like to do in your free time? Person. I like reading books. Jason. Oh, that's great. What kind of books do you enjoy? Now the conversation can continue for a long time. 7. Use your situation. Sometimes, the place you are in can give you a natural conversation starter. For example, at the bus stop, do you know when the bus is coming? In class, did you understand today's lesson? At a party, how do you know the host? These are natural because they connect to the moment you are both sharing. Quick tips for using conversation. Starters. Keep it short. Don't start with long, complicated sentences. Be polite. Use a friendly tone. Listen carefully. Show interest in the other person's answer. So, my friends, here's the good news. You don't need big, fancy words to start a conversation. A simple hi or a question about daily life is enough. In the next section, we will learn how to keep the conversation going after you start it. Because starting is important, but keeping it alive is what makes you feel confident. Okay, my friends, now imagine this. You said hello, you asked a question, and the other person answered. Great! But what happens next? Sometimes conversations stop too quickly because we don't know how to keep them alive. So let's learn some simple ways to keep the conversation going. 1. Use follow-up questions. When someone answers you, don't just stop there. Ask a small follow-up question. This shows interest, and it makes the other person talk more. Example, Jason. How was your weekend? Person. It was good. I went to the park. Jason. Oh, nice. Who did you go with? See? One more question, and the conversation continues. 2. Show interest with short responses. You don't always need a long answer. Even small words like, really? That's great. Oh, wow. Or I see can keep the conversation flowing. These small words make the other person feel listened to. Example. Person. I watched a new movie yesterday. Jason. Really? What movie was it? Person. It was a comedy. Jason. That's nice. I love comedies. 3. Share your own thoughts. Don't just keep asking questions. Share something about yourself, too. This makes the conversation balanced. Example. Jason. Do you like coffee? Person. Yes, I love it. Jason. Me too. I drink coffee every morning. Now it feels like a real exchange between two people. 4. Avoid one-word answers. If someone asks you a question, don't just answer with yes or no. Add a little more. This helps the conversation grow. Example. Person. Do you like music? Jason. Yes. This will kill the conversation. Jason. Yes, I love music. I usually listen to pop songs. Adding just one extra sentence makes a big difference. 5. Use open questions. Ask questions that cannot be answered with only yes or no. These are called open questions. Instead of, do you like sports? Yes, no. Try. What sports do you like? Longer answer. Example, Jason, what kind of sports do you enjoy? Person, I like basketball and football. Jason, that's great. Do you play or just watch? This way, the conversation keeps moving naturally. 6. React to their answer. When the other person tells you something, don't change the topic too quickly. React first. Show that you are listening. Example, person, I'm learning to play guitar. Jason, wow, that's amazing. How long have you been learning? This makes the other person feel respected and heard. Quick summary. To keep a conversation going, ask follow-up questions. Use short interest words like really or that's nice. Share your own thoughts. Avoid one-word answers. Ask open questions. React to what they say. So, starting a conversation is the first step, but keeping it alive is what helps you build real connections in English. In the next part, we'll learn polite ways to end a conversation. Because just like starting, ending is also an important skill. Now, my friends, starting a conversation is important, but ending it politely is also a big part of communication. Why? Because if you just walk away or suddenly stop talking, it can feel rude or unfriendly. A polite ending makes the other person feel respected. So, how can we end a conversation in English in a nice way? Let me share a few simple phrases. 1. Say it was nice talking. This is friendly and polite. You can say, it was nice talking to you. I really enjoyed our chat. Example, Jason, it was nice talking to you. Let's talk again soon. Person, yes, sure. Take care. 2. Use a hopeful goodbye. You can end with a hopeful sentence like, hope to see you again. Let's catch up later. This makes the other person feel that you enjoyed the talk and you want to speak again. 3. Give a reason to leave. Sometimes you need to go. You can give a short reason politely. I have to go now, but let's talk later. Sorry, I need to get back to work. It was great talking to you. Example, Jason, I have to go now, but it was great talking to you. Person, of course, have a good day. Quick tips, always smile when ending. Use a friendly tone. Never just stop and walk away. So remember, a good conversation has a good beginning, a good middle, and also a good ending. Ending politely shows respect and leaves a positive impression. In the next part, we will look at some common mistakes to avoid when starting conversations in English. All right, my friends, now let's talk about something very important, common mistakes to avoid when you start a conversation in English. If you know these mistakes, you can avoid them and sound more natural. Zeitretin, memorizing long sentences. Some learners try to remember very long sentences before they speak. But when the moment comes, they forget the words or feel nervous. Instead, use short and simple sentences. They are easier to say and sound more natural. 2. Speaking too fast. When you feel nervous, you may speak very quickly, but speaking too fast can make it hard for others to understand you. Take your time. Speak slowly and clearly. It's better to be clear than fast. 3. Not listening carefully. Sometimes learners focus so much on their own words that they forget to listen. But good conversation is not only speaking, it's also listening. Pay attention to the other person's answer, and then respond. 4. Being afraid of silence. Short pauses are normal in every conversation. Don't panic if there is a little silence. Take a breath, think, and then continue. Silence is not a mistake. It is part of natural conversation. So, To quickly review, don't memorize long sentences. Don't speak too fast. Don't forget to listen. Don't be afraid of silence. If you avoid these mistakes, your conversations will feel much smoother and more comfortable. In the next part, I will share with you some daily practice tips to help you get better at starting conversations in English. Okay, my friends, now let's talk about how you can practice starting conversations every day. Remember, practice is the key. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Here are some simple tips you can use. 1. Practice with yourself. You don't always need another person to practice. Stand in front of a mirror and say a simple greeting. Hi, how are you? Hello, nice to see you. This helps you get comfortable with the words and your voice. 2. Record your voice. Take your phone, record yourself saying conversation starters, and then listen to it. You will hear your pronunciation and see where you can improve. It's like being your own teacher. 3. Use apps or language partners. There are many apps where you can find language partners. Even talking for 5 minutes a day with another learner can make a big difference. Don't be shy, remember, they are also learning like you. 4. Practice with short sentences. Don't wait until you know many long words. Just practice short and simple sentences every day. For example, how's your day? The weather is nice. Do you like music? These small steps will slowly build your confidence. So, practice daily, even if it's just for a few minutes. With time, starting conversations will feel natural and easy for you. In the next part, I will give you some motivation and closing thoughts to keep you inspired on your English journey. My friends, before we finish today's episode, I want to give you a little motivation. Starting a conversation in English may feel scary, but remember, it is just a skill. And like any skill, the more you practice, the better you become. Think about riding a bicycle. At first, it feels hard. You may fall down. But if you keep trying, soon you can ride without even thinking. Speaking English is the same. Don't wait for perfect English. If you wait for the perfect time, the perfect words, or the perfect grammar, you may never start. Instead, use what you already know. Even a simple, "Hi, how are you?" is a great beginning. Also remember, every small conversation is progress. Maybe today you only say hello. Tomorrow you add a short question. The next day you share your own thought. Step by step, your confidence will grow. Be proud of yourself for trying. Each time you speak, you are one step closer to fluency. Mistakes are not failures. They are signs that you are learning and improving. So, believe in yourself, my friends. You have the ability. You just need to start. The world is full of people waiting to talk to you. All you have to do is take the first step and say hello. In the next and final part, we'll end today's episode with a warm outro and goodbye. All right, my friends, that's all for today's episode about how to start a conversation in English. I hope you found these tips useful and easy to follow. Remember, start small, be confident, and practice every day. Even short conversations can make a big difference in your English journey. Thank you so much for listening and spending this time with me. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to share it with your friends who are learning English too. And stay tuned for more tips and lessons in the next episode. Until next time, keep smiling, keep speaking, and keep improving your English. Goodbye, and have a wonderful day.